So we are now 2 weeks into the Incarnon Genesis system that arrived with the Dviri Paradox, and already we have some of the most powerful weapon evolutions in the game. But there are many more to come over the next 4 weeks that could also be incredibly powerful, not to mention that Digital Extremes have mentioned that the Genesis system will be having more and more weapons added to it, hopefully in the near future. So week 1 and 2 have already brought us weapons like the Incarnon Bratton, which is amazing, the Incarnon Strun, also amazing, and the insanely powerful Incarnon Latron Prime. And it's great to see some of our older weapons show back up and get a new lease of popularity and become some of the meta weapons again. But over the next 4 weeks, more of those golden oldie weapons will be showing up for selection in the Incarnon Genesis system. And apparently, a lot of you have missed the forum post showing which weapons are showing up which week. So let's quickly go over them, and I'm going to mention which weapons I'm going to prioritize more than others. Now remember that after the 6-week cycle for these Incarnon weapons, they will rotate back around for you to get your hands on any of the ones that you may have missed during week 1, 2, 3 and so on. Or if maybe you want to get a second adapter for the same weapon but use it on a different variant of that weapon, then that's how you're going to do it. Now week 1 on the 26th, when the update dropped, already gave us the Incarnon Bratton, the Lato, the Scana, the Paris and of course the Kunai, with the Bratton, the Paris and the Lato Incarnon versions seemingly being the best picks for that week. Now I picked the Bratton and the Scana. Week 2 on the 1st of May brought us the Incarnon Bow, the Latron, the Furus, the Furax and of course the Strun, with the Latron Prime and Strun Prime being incredibly powerful and apparently the Furus being a solid option as well. Now week 3 from the 8th of May, so next week, will bring us the Incarnon Lex, the Magistar, the Boltor, the Bronco and of course the Ceramic Dagger for Incarnon adapters. Now for me, this week's choices will be between the Boltor, the Bronco and the Lex for those 2 adapters. The Boltor is almost a guarantee. I'm definitely going to grab that, but then it is a toss of a coin between either the Bronco or the Lex. If I remember correctly, the Bronco is kind of solid a little bit for status spreading, so it could be a good option if the Incarnon is really good. The Lex is more than likely going to be really good, so I kind of want to maybe pick the Bronco and hope that it's not crap, but I'm going to have to wait and see. Now week 4 on the 15th of May is giving us the Incarnon adapters. This is probably the best week for the Taurid, the Dual Toxicist, the Dual Ichor, the Mitre and the Atomos. Now the choices for this week, like I said, are really solid. The Dual Ichor is easily one of my favorite melee weapons, so I'm definitely grabbing that, but all of the other weapons are really solid choices as well. The Taurid could be an absolute blast. A very long time ago, it was a really good weapon. Now the Mitre as well, and the Atomos, which was an old school meta weapon, could also be really good choices, so it's a really hard week. Now week 5 on the 22nd of May is giving us the Incarnon, Aken Brunt, the Soma, the Vasto, the Nami Solo and of course the Burston as well. Now for me, this week is going to be the Aken Brunt and the Soma. I know the Burston could be really good, but Sword and Board and Warframe are one of my favourite melee types, so I really can't wait to see what they do with the Aken Brunt. And the Soma, I'm hoping will be amazing, pretty much like the rest of the community, because a lot of people are wanting this to be insane, maybe like the Incarnon Latron Prime, but DE know this, so it will be interesting to see how its evolution changes how this weapon performs. Now the final week, week 6 on the 29th of May, is giving us the Incarnon adapters for the Xyloc, the Cybear, the Dread, the Despair and of course the Hate. So it's a bit of a Stalker themed week for us this week. The Incarnon Dread and Hate for me are probably what I'm going to pick, although Despair could also be maybe a little bit auto-aiming like what the Kunai has in the Incarnon evolution. But like I said, once week 6 is done, it will rotate back around to week 1, and they do plan on adding more weapons in the future to the Genesis system. So if there is any weapons that you've missed when the Bratton, Lato and Scana, Paris and so on rotated around, then you're going to have to wait until after week 6. The same goes for the Strun and Latron. If you miss those, they will rotate back around eventually. But feel free to let me know in the comments section below which of these weapons and which of these weeks definitely stands out for you. For me, week 4 looks like it's got such a really good choice of weapons that it's going to be hard to pick which one to put my second adapter on after I've picked the Dual Ichor, because as much as I'm looking at the Taurid, the Mitre and the Atomos are kind of calling me as well. I don't think I'll put it on the Dual Toxicist, but we'll see. Either way, have a great day, hope you enjoyed the video and thanks very much for watching.